What if I told you that you could be the strongest person in any situation and it had nothing to do with how big your muscles are? What? Yes, that's exactly right. Today we're going to be talking about mental strength and why it's so important for you to cultivate. Let's do this. If you find this video helpful and beneficial, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're interested in videos like this focused on comprehensive health, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. So what is mental strength and how do you become mentally strong? Well, you see, the short answer is that mental strength is your ability to handle the challenges in your life. Or in other words, how well you can handle mental and emotional stress. Because mental strength is just like physical strength. Think about it this way. If you decide to go to the gym for the first time and you pick up those 50-pound dumbbells to do curls, you might embarrass yourself. Unless you're some physical specimen born with tons of natural strength, you won't be able to do it. So you move down to 15-pound dumbbells. They push you just hard enough to be a challenge, and then after a while you work up to the 20-pound dumbbells. Slowly but surely you work up to the 25s, 30s, 35s, and even eventually the 50s. What you've done there is you've increased your physical strength so that your body can handle more and more physical stress. Well, the same goes for mental strength. Initially, you may only be able to deal with someone cutting you off on the road without getting worked up. Though some of you may not even be able to do that. But see, after a while of working on it, you're able to handle more and more. More criticism, more work, closer deadlines, and in general, more problems in your life. So you go from being able to handle this much stress to being able to handle this much stress. So what you've done there is you've increased your mental strength so that your mind can handle more and more mental stress. And it's an extremely powerful tool to have once you cultivate it. It gives you the ability to remain calm and cool under pressure. And for those of you in leadership positions or interested in becoming leaders, this is a crucial skill to learn. Think about it for a second. If you fly off the hinges every time one of your subordinates makes a mistake, do you think that makes you look like a good leader? If you get rattled every time your team is faced with a challenge, how do you think your team will see you? Just think of the leaders in your life. Who do you respect and who do you look up to? Chances are those people remain calm and have massive mental strength. But arguably more important than anything else is your happiness in life. Being mentally weak causes you to be affected by every little bump in the road. And as a result, this makes you unhappy, which can lead to greater and greater issues. People will start to avoid you, both friends and family. Your work will be affected negatively, and it can even lead to physical issues. And that is because your mental and physical health affect one another. If one is out of balance, then it will cause the other to go out of balance. And listen, the satisfaction that we have in our lives is everything. Without it, life can become dark and downright terrible. And for all you and I know, this is it. We don't get another chance. So why spend it unhappy? So work on your mental strength so that your life can become more and more beautiful. Let me ask you, have you ever heard of David Goggins? If you've never heard of him, here's a quick snapshot. He's a retired United States Navy SEAL and a former United States Air Force Tactical Air Control Party member who served in the war in Afghanistan, in the war in Iraq. Currently an ultra-marathon runner, ultra-distance cyclist, triathlete, motivational speaker, and author. And he's also the former world record holder for the most pull-ups done in 24 hours. 4,030 pull-ups. And his book, Can't Hurt Me, which is linked down below, was released in 2018 and explains his gruelingly hard life. From an extremely difficult childhood to completing the Navy Buds course 3 times, U.S. Army Ranger School, and Air Force Tactical Air Controller training. This man is a machine. In his interview with Joe Rogan, David explains his own struggles with his mind and the approach that he took to become mentally strong. He ultimately explains it like this.
That's where I started learning that life is one big psychological warfare that you play on yourself. You play on yourself, man.
You see, we all have an internal narrator, always commenting on our actions and the things that happen to us. And you see that narrator can start to become negative and downright tyrannical to the point where it starts to affect the way that you see yourself. Your confidence goes down, you fuss and cry every time something doesn't go your way, and other people start to treat you the way that you've been treating yourself. In psychology, this is called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Based on dictionary.com, the definition goes as such. A self-fulfilling prophecy is a prediction that causes itself to be true due to the behavior of the believer. So in other words, what you believe is what becomes true. If you tell yourself you're useless and lazy and not worth much, then you will start to act that way. And as a result, other people will start to see you that way and treat you accordingly. This is something that David Goggins focused so much of his time on because, like many of us, his internal thoughts or his narrator was constantly negative and constantly beating him down. Check the description for the video link below. But you see, one of the biggest complications with taking care of this problem is that many people are afraid of their thoughts. They're afraid to face the negativity in their minds, so they turn to things like alcohol and drugs and even other time-wasting things just so that they don't have to be with themselves and face their issues. It's a shame, and it's arguably the root of many people's depression and anxiety. They either don't want to face it or they don't know that they need to face it in order to overcome it. So what are the solutions? How do we become mentally strong? Well, for one, start exercising if you don't already. It will help teach you how to deal with physical stress and challenge, which will then carry on into the rest of your life. Struggles in the gym are a microcosm of the struggles in life. You learn how to overcome the struggles of exercise, which then help you to overcome the struggles in other areas. And also, for a second time, just in case you missed it initially, your physical and mental health affect one another. They play off of each other. Next, you should focus on visualizations and positive self-talk. Do this every morning. Every morning. Tell yourself how awesome you are, how proud of yourself you are. Tell yourself that you're going to accomplish whatever it is that you want. Tell yourself you're funny, smart, confident, and attractive. See yourself as the person that you know that you can be, and add whatever else you want to that, but just make sure that it's positive and uplifting. And then, and this is very important, make sure to carry that into the rest of your day. It's not enough to just engage in positive self-talk for a few minutes only to then stumble back into negativity the rest of the day. So focus on that, and you'll notice how much better you'll start to feel about yourself as time goes on. A whole new you, the real you. Next, meditate. I know some of you out there already do this, and I applaud you for it. And then some of you want to try it because you've heard how great it can be, but unfortunately you can't calm your mind down, so you don't even try it. I've heard this excuse many times. So if that's you, quit it. Meditation is an absolutely powerful thing. It's something that will, not can, but will change your life for the better as you start to do it consistently. And consistency is key, but it's hard at first. I know, I've been there. But remember that nothing good in life comes easy. You have to struggle. And let me just clarify something for a second. The point of meditation isn't to shut your mind off, like many think, but rather it's to focus your mind on something, whether that be your breath or the sounds around you or anything else, whatever. There's so many different ways to meditate, and I assure you that at least one of them will fit you. And as you begin to practice more and more, you'll start to notice how things don't bother you like they once did. It's an incredible feeling. I myself started meditating around 6 or so years ago after 4 of my family members passed away in less than 2 years. I went down a dark and terrible path, a deep depression that neither I nor anyone else seemed to be able to pull me out of. But then I found meditation, and it changed my life forever. So start practicing. It'll make you mentally strong like you never thought you could be. And finally, what you most need to focus on is becoming aware of yourself, of your mind and your thoughts, and to understand the impact that your thoughts have on you. Philosophy can be a great tool for this. One of my personal favorites is Stoicism. I won't go into detail what Stoicism is here, I'll leave it for another video, but at the basis of it is this idea that you only have control over yourself and your thoughts. That's it. There's no point in fussing about things when they go wrong, because you have no control over them. When life decides to throw you a curveball, all you can control is your perspective on it. So choose happiness and choose to deal with it as best as you can. And with all of this, what you'll notice is how your life will begin to change. You'll stop caring about menial things. You'll stop caring what others think of you. People will start to respect you more and look to you for guidance in tough times. You'll handle stressful situations with ease. You'll become more confident in yourself. And most importantly, you'll be happier. Life will be brighter and more beautiful. And that is why mental strength is so important. So get out there and make it happen. You won't be around forever. Life will end. And if you spent most of your time mentally weak and unhappy, you'll regret it. Because for all we know, this is our only chance on this earth. So make it a memorable one. So to close out, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Also hit that notification button so you're up to date on all new videos. And as always, improve your body, improve your mind, improve the world.